Hey everybody, Robert from Black Belt Gaming. Welcome back to Doom the board game. We're playing through the tutorial mission solo. And I've moved the camera over to the side. I've got myself positioned here where I can give myself a little bit of back support. As you know, I've struggled with a back condition since childhood, but recently had a blowout and needed to take a little time off or take some things slowly. But I've got it set up here where I should be able to play for a little bit longer tonight. So I'm hoping you'll join me for this. We've got a pretty good sense so far of the basics of this game and how it's working. Once again, this is still the tutorial rules, so there are still some more advanced rules in the full game that we haven't gotten to yet. But I think there's still some things to discover in this tutorial. We've still got some enemy types, hint hint, up this way, that we haven't gotten to yet, but we should hopefully be able to encounter those. We need to get our alpha here, who looks like he's sitting at 10 damage. Is that right? I didn't realize he was already back at 10. He's already been fragged twice. They get 4 frag tokens and the bad guys will win the game. So let's pick up where we left off and continue through this tutorial mission. I'm going to shuffle the initiative deck. I think all the cards here for both the good guys and the bad guys, the Marines and the invaders, I think we're all set as far as that goes. So let's get it rolling. We're going to turn over our first card, and we actually get to let our Marine go first. And I might flash a few cards up your way to help you see them as we come along here. I've got a hand with, as you know, mostly I'm full with super shotgun and combat shotgun maneuvers. However, I do have this quick shot. This is the pistol, which allows you to make an extra attack. It's a light attack, but make it as a bonus action. So I am right up close to Imp number 1. Imp number 1, I thought I did more than that to him. He's only got 1 damage token on him, and he can take 3. So what to do? We may want to try this up close and personal. This says up close and personal. After you perform this attack, you may roll 1 red die, choose an adjacent figure. We're not really going to worry about that, but this is going to give us 4 movement and 2 blacks and a red. That should be enough to take out this this imp. So yeah, let's go for it. 2 blacks and a red. So we are officially going to play this card, and that's going to give our Marine 4 movement to use, and the results are 4 damage to the imp number 1. We're going to turn over our next card in the deck and see if there's any defense, and as you can see, there are 2 shields. So he blocks 2 of that, so 2 gets through. Since he's already taken a point of damage, 3 is going to, 1, 2, and the 3 he's already taken, that's going to finish him off. So imp number 1 is killed. We'll take him off the board and retire him for the moment. He's out. That's good news. So that leaves a full health imp number 3 over there in the upper corner. We've got 4 movement. Our health is so low. I'm curious if we ought to move up there and get that first aid pack. But if we do that, we're not going to have any more first aid left at all. But why don't we do that? 1, 2, 3, 4. We'll stand on that. We're going to use this first aid pack to heal us for 5. So we'll take off that 3 and 2 ones. And so we made our attack, we made our move. We're too far away to take a shot with a pistol. So let's draw back up to 3 cards and say that that's the end of the Marine's turn. Alright, so we'll go over to the Imp. I think I need to remove one of these Invader cards because the, what are those called? Possessed Soldier was eliminated. So we'll take out his card. So we should only be dealing with 2. We've got a collection of 6 cards again. One came up that I haven't really seen come up very much. What is this? Onslaught. It says play this card after a demon performs an attack. That demon may perform 1 additional attack targeting another Marine. I see. Well, we're just playing 1 Marine, so this is going to have to stick with our single guy. So we're making this tutorial a little tougher on ourselves by just having the 1 lone Marine here. What do we have? Do we have any darkness? No. We have demonic speed. So our Marine used his movement, so that's gone. We got our Imp. He's going to start out with 4. But some demonic speed may boost that up a little bit. Let's get him on the attack. 4 spaces forward. 1, 2, 3, 4. I could put him here. And then how many spaces is that away? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Still a little too far, so probably what I would have done is played demonic speed on this guy. Play this card at the start. Choose 1 demon. It's the remaining demon. And that demon gains another 3 movement points. So I didn't exactly play that in order. I should have played that a little early on, but I'm going to go ahead and let him use this and go 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. So he's close enough here. In fact, let's not push it. 1, 2, 3, 4. We're going to keep him at our maximum range. There's no penalty for that. We do have another explosive blast here. Remember that we play this card after a demon performs an attack. And we get to roll a red die and give him some more damage as a result. So we might keep that in mind. Let's make his attack. He's going to be rolling 2 red dice. So the Imp makes his attack and scores a hit with 3. Our defense comes up with a defense of 2. So we knock that down to 1. But the Imp does decide to boost that with an explosive attack. And add another point of damage. And I think building on top of this, we're going to add our armor card. And you can play this while defending, and it gives you 2 more shields. So that damage is totally canceled. And the good thing is you get to draw another action card when you do that. So that was played as a reaction. So the Imp's fire attack, along with the explosive blast, does not do any more damage to our Marine, and that's going to take us basically to the end of that turn. So we need to shuffle these, and we're down to our final villain here, our final invader. And we got our deck back. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We've got our 6 cards. And that's going to bring us to the end of this turn. Let's go ahead and move into the next one. I'm going to shuffle these cards. It's a little hard to do when they're just two. So actually talking to the camera like this helps me forget which one is on top. Here we go. Cards are ready. Cards are there. Cards are there. We're set. All right, so who goes first? Our Marine goes first. He is 1, 2, 3, 4. You know, I nearly forgot. After the imp made his attack, he did have some extra movement left. What did we spend there? 1, 2, 3, 4. I think we spent one of those. He would have had... Would he have had 4 left? I don't know. It was an oversight on my part. I'm a bit rusty after not playing this for about a week or so. But that imp would have had some more movement available to him if I had played him right. So an oversight on my part. We'll just push forward. I should have had him dance back out of range. So let's see. We've still got our quick shot with our pistol. And we've got 2 of the same card, which is basically shotgun maneuver. And it says, with the shotgun maneuver, it says after you resolve this card, you may play another, but the speed is 0. So we're going to play that one. And we're going to give ourselves 4 movement. And we got a range of 4, but I want to use this movement to get up close. So 1, 2, 3, 4. We're going to get right beside this guy. And let's make our attack. It's a red and a black. So we spent that. And that's pretty good. That's 4 damage. Let's see what kind of defense he has here. 2. He blocks 2 of those. So that's going to leave 2 damage left. So 2 damage on imp number 3. We could play another shotgun maneuver. We are allowed to do that with a speed of 0. So we're going to play our second shotgun maneuver and take another shot. So a red and a black. Attack number 2, 2 damage. 2 damage. Wow, he blocked both of them. Can't believe I'm having such trouble taking down 1 imp. We do have quick shot. Quick shot is the pistol. It's a light attack with a range of 4. We can do it as a bonus action. It's a red and a red. Emptied my hand here. Wow, nice. 4 damage. Don't get the dodge. No! No! Alright, he drew the special symbol. And for an imp, that means he completely dodges all that damage. I cannot get rid of that little guy. Alright, so that's going to bring it to the end of our Marine. 1, 2, we don't have enough for 3. So we'll have to shuffle up again. So this guy is just fast. We can't knock him out. Okay, so we're headed to the imp now. And let's take a look and see. Sometimes there's something I can play at the very beginning of my turn, and I always forget to do that. For example, ambush would have allowed the imp to go first. I'll keep that in mind. I'm a little dull getting started here tonight. Onslaught. Let's see, let's perform 1 additional attack. I may want to save that for when the other baddies come out, but I think I'll probably have to reshuffle anything. Yeah, I don't know. I'll figure it out later. Explosive blast. I've got that again. So we're right up on top of the Doom Marine, and we're going to make a 2 red attack with the imp. Our imp is going to have his 4 movement let me make sure I'm giving the imp the attention that he deserves. So he's here. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 spaces away. All right, he's backed away. We did within a range of 4, so he's going to make his attack. 2 red. 2 red. And that's 3 damage. All right, we don't have anything with the Marines cards in our hands, so we shift this over. We've blocked 2 of those. Another damage to our Marine. And then we're playing another explosive blast. And we're going to add another red die of damage, which is another point. So our Marine has taken a total of 5 damage. Not good for Alpha. Successfully hitting with that attack. I think, what does it give him? Hit and run, 2 movement. So our imp has 2 movement left. 1, 2. He's going to tuck into this corner so that he is not within line of sight of the Alpha Marine. So that's going to bring that round to a close. So we're going to have to draw 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're going to have to draw a 6th card. And then reshuffle our initiative deck. And he's in a good position here not to be attacked. But I think I'm going to let him take advantage of his ambush card. So we're going to play this ambush card. This is actually the proper timing for it, I believe, before any initiative cards are even turned over. You look at the top 3 and place them back in any order that you want to. So we're going to keep them in the order that they were in, because that's going to let them the imp go first. So let's see if we have any interesting surprises here. Here, remember, I may have played this before. This is Paranoia. Play this card at the start of the activation phase. For each Marine, look at the top card of his action deck and place it on top or the bottom. So why don't we play some Paranoia there and take a look here. And that has no shields, so we're going to keep that one right where it is to try to maximize our damage. So here we go. Our imp is out for blood. 4 movement given to the imp. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1. Let's see. Let's 1, 2. 1, 2, 3. All right, so we got a clear shot here. So he moved 2 spaces out to get his line of sight. And he's going to make his attack with 2 red dice. And we've got 2 damage. The Marine, as we know, has no defense. And what we're going to do is add, once again, some explosive damage on top of that. And that is another 2 to the Marine. So 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 damage to the Marine. And you know what I'm not sure about as I'm looking at this? When you roll 1 red die for each figure adjacent to the defender, do they draw a defense card for that? I'm honestly not sure. I haven't been doing that. I've just added the damage on top of everything we were doing. And it's pretty punishing, especially the way I'm playing it with my house rule. of not hitting adjacent Marines, but just slamming into my my Marine here. So I'm not sure if the explosive damage, if he gets another defense card. I haven't been doing that, but I'm curious about that. Why don't I stop the tape here for a minute and see if I can get any answer to that in the rule book. It may just have been an oversight on mine. Alright, I'm back and just did a little book flipping and card rereading. Specifically, this explosive blast says roll a red die for each adjacent figure, and they suffer 1 damage for each burst rolled. It doesn't specifically indicate a separate attack. So for 1 minute I thought, alright, it's an additional attack. You're adding a whole new die and it may or may not attack them. It may not successfully damage them. But then when I read it this way, it's not really another attack, it's just suffering damage. And I don't think you get to roll any kind of pull any sort of defense card for that. So I think we've been doing okay. I think we've been doing it all right. So if I'm picking up where I left off here, the damage was here and the explosive barrel or console was here. So we're talking about another 4 damage being stacked on top of our Marine because we didn't have any defense. And I didn't have any armor card. So what's that? Another 4, right? I don't think we've added any so far yet. So 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. That puts puts our Marine at 9 damage. And I think after that, our Imp gets another 2 for his hit and run. So he should be able to scoot back with no problem into cover, and we're just going to say that's where he's going to go. So I'll take the rest of his movement away there. So he's nearly wiped out Alpha for a 3rd frag token. I certainly didn't expect it to be this hard for the lone Marine, but it could be some of my house rules are just extra punishing to him. So let's just push on. Alpha is next. Let's see what he can do. We've got some nice movement here. Of course, remember we can just discard a card and move down the hall if we want to. That may be what we want to do. Can we get there in time? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That may be the thing to do. That really may be the best thing. All right, let's just drop down and discard this reposition. We're going to use it as a sprint action, and every Marine has that on his card. Just a reminder here that discard 1 card from your hand to gain 6 movement points. So we're going to try to grab that rocket launcher as soon as we can. So 6 movement points. Only got 4 here. We'll grab another 2. But 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's going to put us right on top of the rocket launcher. And that lets us pick it up as a free action. We get to add this thing to our inventory. And there's a set of cards that go with it. These 3 cards. And from what I remember, you shuffle these. And then I think you put these on top. And let me make sure that's right, but I think that's what I remember from the Learn to Play book. So it says, when a Marine gains this weapon, he places the token in his play area, takes the weapon set whose icon and color corresponds to that token. We've got those cards here. And then I'm pretty sure here it talks about putting that on top of your deck. Yeah, shuffles them and places them face down on top of his action deck. So you get to use this right away, which is cool. Alright, so they're on top of the action deck. So we've got the weapon now. And we spent 6 movement. And since we did the sprint action, I don't think we can take any bonus actions or do anything else. So I think we just draw back up to 3 cards, and we have to end it for the Marine there. So that's going to bring that turn to a close. We have 3 cards in our hand. We go back to 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And do we have... I thought we had another ambush here. We do have another ambush, so without even needing to shuffle this deck, we're going to keep it the same and set it up for our imp to go first as we head into the next round. I don't know if we have any darkness or anything. I don't think so. So we want to keep harassing this Marine as much as we can. Let's step out of here and go 1, 2, 3, 4. Not sure if that was the most efficient move. I got 4 points, right? 1, 2, 3, 4. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. He's 5 spaces away. He's a little bit too far away. Is there any way I could narrow that down? 1, 2, 3, 4. No. We were in here. I don't think we're going to be able to get to him. I really don't think we're going to be able to, because with a range of 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, we're just too far away. So I'm still not playing these in the right order, I know. But he's the only demon on the board, so we're going to play Demonic Speed and give him 3 more bonus points of movement. And we're just going to move that 1 extra space and make our attack. So we're going to make an attack with 2 red, and we've got the damage of 2 there. We're going to play Demonic Precision. Play this card when attacking and re-roll any number of dice. We're going to re-roll this one. Gives us a 3. Now I have another one just like that, but you can only play 1 card of the same type on your turn. So 3 damage to our Marine. What's his defense? 2. 1 damage gets through. 3, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. He's fragged again. And I don't think there's anything we can do about it. Nope. Alright. Alpha is fragged for yet an additional time. That's going to be a 3rd frag token. He comes off the board. And our imp can shuffle around if he wants to move around anymore, because we know when the Marine comes back, he's going to take his actions first. So we'll just have him move all the way down to the end of the hallway, because he gets a extra 2 movement after he does his hit, due to his hit and run ability. Alright, so we'll draw up to 4, 5, and 6. 6 cards. We now need to reshuffle our entire action deck. That's what happens when you get fragged. draw our 3. So when it comes around to his turn, he comes back. And there were some questions about when you get fragged, do you lose items that you picked up? Absolutely not. I actually did find that in the manual, by the way. It's in the main manual, the main rules reference book. And then there were questions I think some people may have had about after you are fragged and you respawn, do you just respawn and then you go to the next person's turn? No, you respawn and you get to take your entire turn. So it is Alpha's turn. And this is great. We've got 3 rocket launcher cards in our hand. We've got the whole set. The range looks to be a little longer on some of these, so take a look at that. We've got a range of 6 and we're rolling 4 dice. That's nice. We've got 2 of these. Speed of 4, range of 6. And there's some other special abilities printed on there. So we're going to need one that gives us some movement, but I don't know if it's going to get us there. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, we're going to be 1 space shy. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yep, the imp did a great job of getting out of range of the Marine. So we're going to be able to move up there, but not effectively attack. And that's terrible. Does this do any sort of... Okay. Could I be creative and do this? It says after you perform an attack, roll 1 black die. Each figure adjacent to the defender's space suffers 1 damage. So I'm going to say yes, because I am both attack and defense. We're going to play this Rocket Salvo card and give us 4 movement, which basically we're just going to spend right now. 1, 2, 3, 4. And we're looking down the hall. The imp is out of range, but we're going to fire this Rocket Salvo right here. 1 space ahead of the imp. You may not want to allow this in your game, but I'm allowing it in my game because it's fun. So we're going with a Rocket Salvo. We are not going to roll all the attack dice for that. It's pointless. We're basically shooting the ground in front of this imp. So we're going with basically the splash damage. So we're going to roll a black die. And that's the damage that goes on to the imp. And so suffers 1 damage. And I think just like the Marine was suffering this splash damage from explosive blasts, I don't think he's going to get any defense to this either. So that shot kills imp number 3 with 2 damage on it. That's 2 more than that's 1 more point than he had. So the imps are out. We've cleared the board. Nice. All right, so we made our maximum move. We took our shot. We're going to draw back up to 3 cards. And now I have seen some people question what happens here. There are currently no enemies on the board. What do you do? Do you continue to act and play cards and count spaces, or do you just let the guy move wherever he wants to move and then pick up from there? What you're supposed to do is keep going. So you need to look at your hand and see if you've got any cards that allow you to move. Remember, we're going to need 1 movement point to open a door. And then I think when we open this door, some things are going to come at us. So that wrapped up this turn. That's what I need to do first. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Still got 6 cards in our hand. We have no other cards on the table, so alpha goes. Say, for example, if we had multiple Marines, we would need to draw for one of these Marines who may need to go and open the door. So, Alpha Marine's turn. We're then going to decide here which card's movement we want to use. We may want to start with the reposition first. I think we can open a door. It takes 1 movement to open a door. Let's go with the rocket salvo again. 4 movement points here. I do have a reposition card as well. So we're going to go here and go 1, 2, 3, and 4 opens the door. So that door is removed from the board, and then I think it's time to spawn. If I am not mistaken, let's go to our Learn to Play manual. And let's take a look and see what happens here with opening the door. I'll stop the camera here for just a moment. Alright everybody, this is how I'm reading it. We've got to take a look here at the first strike card because it's going to activate both of these portals. Let's start with the yellow portal. We have a choice here. We can summon 2 imps and 2 cacodemons, or 1 possessed soldier and 2 pinkies. I think I had my models set up to go over here on the left side. So we're going to get some of those cacodemons coming in. So what I do is I flip this token over to, I guess it's just a brighter side to mean it's activated. And I need to get 2 imps and 2 cacodemons, if I'm pronouncing those things correctly. These are the cacodemon, these beholder looking things, these big floating mouths and with 1 single eye in the middle. And they're supposed to go either on or immediately adjacent to the summoning portal. So we're supposed to have 2. And I'll just put them kind of on either side. And then we're supposed to get 2 imps out there. And one of them can actually be on top of the portal if we want. So I'll need to assign some numbers from there. So once everything is placed, we actually remove this this portal from the board. And then we do the same thing for the blue, because both of these are going to activate. 3 imps or 2 possessed soldiers. Why don't we go, just for variety's sake, let's go over here to the right, and we'll do 2 possessed soldiers. So I have those guys waiting up here. And we'll put them maybe on either, I don't know, we'll put them like that. And then that token is also removed from the board. So we've got a room full of nasties standing there. Let me take a moment and put some numbers on them and get their cards ready. Their cards, I think I had the cacodemon up here. If you're wondering what a pinky was, it sounds cute, but they're not. They rush you, and I know them from the video game. They're very strong in the front. Their weakness is to try to maneuver around behind, and I don't know. Yeah, armored hide, you can see that down when they can use their special power down at the bottom. Bull rush is definitely what they do in the game. We don't have any of those on the table right now, so the cacodemon is coming out, speed of 5. He's got some nice range on his attack, 6, and he's got 6 health. He's flying, so he can ignore difficult terrain and other figures, and he's got this chomp ability. It says, before rolling any dice, if a defender is adjacent to you, replace 2 red die with 2 black die. So they're pretty nasty once they get up on top of your position. So let me get these out. We're going to have those guys, and then we're going to have the possessed soldiers coming back, and the imps are coming back as well. Alright, give me just a minute and I'll get the figures set. Alright, we've got the cluster of figures here on the board. We've got the new enemy cards on the table. I've drawn one more initiative card, and I'm going to put my Marine in there. We're going to get to that in just a moment because we're still finishing up the Marine's turn. He used his 4 movement to get up here and open the door. These things spawned. He gets to make an attack right now. So I haven't really looked at the special text here on the rocket salvo. It says after you perform the attack. Okay, this is the splash damage. So each figure that's adjacent suffers damage. That's actually nice because they're all clustered together right now. Why don't we launch this rocket? Can we? I'm not sure if we have clear. Yeah, according to the tutorial rules, I think we do have clear enough sight to hit number 5, Cacodemon number 5. I think in the regular game it would be, or with the more advanced rules, I think he may have some form of cover here or something. But in this tutorial, it should be a straight shot. We're just going from one corner to the corner without passing through any solid lines. Let me change my look perspective. I think we're okay. So if you can see here on the map, these red lines are going to indicate some blocking of line of sight. So solid black lines like these walls, solid red lines like this are going to block line of sight. So we should have a shot at number 5. So we're going to use 2 red and 2 black on this thing. Let's see what happens with this. We've got a rocket salvo coming at the Cacodemon. We nail him for 4, 5, 6 damage. What kind of defense does he have against this? 2 damage is absorbed. We still hit him for 4, which is great. If he happens to roll the special symbol, he gets 1 additional point of defense. So not quite as good as the imp. So 4 damage to this thing. It's got 6 hit points, so we hit it pretty hard. We didn't kill it, but we hit it pretty hard. So now we're going to this splash damage, right? Adjacent figures. That's imp number 3, imp number 4. And each figure suffers 1 point of damage for each thing rolled off of a black die, right? Yes. All right. Imp number 3 splash damage is 1. Imp number 4 splash damage is 1. Alright, so just a little bit there. It's a good way to end the turn for our Marine. So he's going to draw, unless I have a bonus action. I've got a reposition bonus action. That might that actually might help. Why don't we go ahead and play that? That's going to give us 3 movement points. Let's let's back up. 1, 2, 3. Get around that corner. Will we do that? 1, 2, 3. We'll get in this corner and maybe start reloading the rocket launcher. We'll draw back up to 3 cards in our hand. And now it's time to get all these guys situated. Do we have any ambush cards in our filthy little demonic hands? No, we don't. No ambush, but we do have a darkness. We're going to go ahead and place that down. So after the rocket attack maybe hits some power circuit, the lights flicker and things go dark. So not very good for our Marine, who only needs to be fragged one more time. The initiative deck is coming up now, and I'm going to play this a little lower. Let's see who goes first. An invader. So we get to choose which invaders we want to go first. Now, there was something about if a portal is on the floor, a demon cannot open a door. But they've spawned and there are no portals on the floor. So can a demon open the door? Let's double check that. Looking in the tutorial here, we've got doors. A figure can open a door by spending one movement. During the tutorial, if there are any portals on the map, a demon cannot open the door. I think demons can open doors now. So let's let them do that. That might surprise our Marine here. Let's give our first possessed soldier his 4 movement points, right? Don't they have 4? Yep, speed of 4. We're going to have number 1. I'm going to turn him sideways here. Take 1 step. Spend another point and open this door. Take another step and another step and get into cover. So he's cleared the way for any of the others that want to follow. So now we need to go to possessed soldier number 2. He's going to follow his buddy. And we couldn't get off an attack there, I don't think. 1, 2, 3, 4. And this is a tough call. I think in the regular game, I don't really know if he would have a shot. But in this tutorial, that corner and that corner are in line. Isn't that all we need to do for the tutorial's line of sight? We'd looked at this before, an example of an attack. And an uninterrupted imaginary line from one corner to the other's corner, and as long as it's within range. So I think our possessed soldier, as tight as that is, does have line of sight. So possessed soldier number 2 is going to get off his attack. He's going to fire with a red and a black, and he's got muscle memory, so he can re-roll 1 die if it's not good for him. So he's got a 2 and a 1. Let's re-roll his 1. And that just made it worse, actually. 2 damage on the Marine. Don't think we have any armor cards there. Defense is 2, so luckily we blocked that. So our possessed soldiers are finished. Let's go to the next group. I think I'm going to put a little red token on them to indicate that they're done. Flipping the next initiative card, we have another set of invaders coming. And what other cards do we have here? Do we have any like demonic speed or anything like that? Nope. We do have demonic precision, which I failed to play, which is re-roll some dice. And hellish power. I should have looked at that more closely, but I think I've been quite brutal enough on this Marine. Let's get Imp number 3 moving. He's going to have four movement points here. So how can he get around the corner here? Let's see if we can sandwich this Marine. 1, 2, 3, and he can attack right there. Yep, he can attack from there with the simple rules. Our little imp here is going to attack, and I think he's going to use hellish power. We play this card before making an attack, and we add 1 black die. So is that 2 red and a black? Yes, 2 red and a black. This is on alpha. We've got 3 damage, and I think we're going to go with demonic precision, and we'll re-roll this one. And we still got nothing. So 3 damage to the Marine. What does he do? Absorbs 1. So 2 damage to Alpha. And Onslaught. I think we want to save this for one of our stronger villains. Let's just keep that in our hand. So they're done. Both of the imps have taken their actions, right? No, they haven't. Actually, this imp still has a point of movement left, and he just got 2 more. So we need to let him maybe get into a better position or try to draw fire away. Why don't we go here? 1, 2, 3. And I'm going to try to make sure he's not adjacent to anybody to keep the splash damage down from any shotgun attacks. All right, so he's done. So we go to imp number 4. And imp number 4 has 4 movement. And it's going to be tough for him. I don't think I've got anything. No, I don't have any speed or anything, which I keep needing to say speed needs to be played earlier. It looks like from the text. 1, 2, 3, 4. I think that's as far as he's gonna go, and he does not, or does have an attack from there. Let me see. Corner, uninterrupted line to corner. You know, I think he may have an attack from there. Yeah, he does. It's just barely. But our line is actually where the Marine's back is. And although that's just some dark coloring on the map, he does have a shot. Okay, so he's going to make his attack now. 2 red, right? Yes. Takes his shot and scores a 2. I think I'm going to save those cards. So let's see what kind of defense. We absorb 1, so 1 more point on the Marine. Let's just change those out. We've got 3 1s on there. Let's put a big 3 on there. 3 damage to the Marine. I really think the demons are going to win this. Perhaps playing some of my house rules was just really harsh. And the fact that I'm just playing one single Doom Marine. Alright, so the imps are done. Next in the initiative order is Alpha. So what can he do? He does have two of these guys adjacent, which is nice. That hasn't really happened much before. So we're gonna step out and take one movement there. And we're going to attack Possessed Soldier number 1 with the... Ooh, I can't do that. I was going to use a double-barreled blast, but there's no movement on that card. So I'm going to have to go with this one. Shotgun maneuver. And the bad thing is I don't have another combat shotgun in my hand. So that's not the best decision here. I think it would be much better to use a lock-on burst. But even then, I'm still trying to do damage to adjacent figures, and that has no movement on it. Alright, we're going to have to stick with the shotgun maneuver. We've moved up point blank range. The darkness reduces our range by 2. So that gives this shotgun a range of 2. So that's no problem. We're right up on top of him. We're targeting number 1 with a red and a black die. And well, that's almost the best we can do. We hit him for 4. What kind of defense? We got the special symbol for a possessed soldier. He gets 2 defense. So that's pretty good. We hit him for 2 damage, and I think he's got 5 health. So we hit number 1 for 2 damage, but he is still looking pretty strong. So we've got 3 movement left. I don't want those cacodemons to get on top of me. And we played shotgun maneuver. We don't have another combat shotgun, so we can't play another one. No more bonus actions in our hand. We're going to have to just move over 1, 2... and just, you know, try to get as far away as we can. That's the best we can do. Alright, so there we go. Cacodemon time. They are flying with a speed of 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And we'll go with number 5 first. Maybe he's going to fly out this way. I'm going to start him there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I think he can attack from there. What's his range? Range is 6. Yeah, he's got a line of attack. Alright, so Cacodemon number 5 moves up between the 2 possessed soldiers and lets out this... what kind of blast was that? Some sort of, not fire, but it was almost like a plasma or electrical blast from its mouth, from what I remember from the game. It's probably some sort of demonic energy. But he's going to make his attack with 3 red. And he doesn't have the chomp because he's not on top. So 3 red from a distance. His range is 6 with this, so that's no problem. He hits for 4. And we defend with 2 So 2 damage get through, taking us down to half of our health. There are no more med packs on the on the map. And if we get fragged one more time, the game is over. So like I said, I think the demons are going to pull out the win on this one. So he's done. Let's go to Cacodemon number 6. I'm going to put this in his starting area. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And yeah, he can get his shot off as well. So he is within range. He's going to do the same. What is it? 3 red. This could end the game. Defense. Well, that's nice. We drew the armor card. So 2 more points of damage on our Marine. So what does that take him to? 3. Let's take another of these 3 1s off and put a big one. 6, 7. 7 damage on Alpha. And I didn't even play any cards. Let's play Onslaught. Play this card after a demon performs an attack. That demon may perform 1 attack to an additional target, but he's our only target. So I'm going to let this Cacodemon make a second shot. That's really harsh, but that's what I set up for myself. 4 damage. And we'll go with Demonic Precision and re-roll this one. Five damage. 2 are blocked. 3 get through. I've got nothing to block that. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I'm fragged again. The 4th frag token goes over to the invaders, and they have won the game. So that's it, ladies and gentlemen. The forces of hell have overrun the facility, and the Doom Marines have failed in their first attempt to stop the first wave of these demons in their invasion. So I know there are some things I've played a little differently because I was only playing a single Marine, but I think you still got a pretty good sense of the basic rules of the Doom board game. I really appreciate you watching along with me as I went through this. I hope you enjoyed some of it. I hope some of it was educational as well. Once again, let me know if you spotted any glaring errors that I missed. There are certainly some cards I could have played at different times that would have made things more effective. But basically, we did okay. Cacodemons are pretty harsh. They've got a pretty long shot, and they can move a lot. So that makes it a little tougher. I didn't expect for them in one turn to be able to get to me and attack, and they did so quite easily. So those things really get across the map quickly and can shoot pretty far. So I learned something there. I believe I understand if you do play a single Marine in the standard game, you do get some bonuses. I think you get a second initiative card in the deck, so you're actually going twice in a round. And I think you get a boost to your health. There's a bunch of other ways that really toughen you up. And as you can see, a single Doom Marine needs the help, from what I can tell. At least from my tutorial mission here. Other rules we didn't look at were powering things up with the energy. I think I can discard a card from my hand and get a token and power up some of these special abilities that do even more damage or make it even harder on the Marines. There's a really neat rule about glory kills, where if you do enough damage on the enemy and then you move on their space, you automatically kill them. and you get a little power up as well, and that's right out of the video game, so that's pretty cool. So yeah, there's definitely some more to it, some rules with cover and line of sight that we didn't really run into. But anyway, let me know what you think of Doom the board game. This played really easily. It was exciting because it just moved along. As soon as I was fragged, I came right back and just jumped into the action. The line of sight rules, at least for the tutorial, were really simple. It just took a little bit of looking on the map. I don't think you'll have arguments there. The regular rules, I'll have to wait and see. The abilities were simple. You just have to remember to do them. But they're right there on the card. I don't remember a lot of rules not being just evident. There were a couple of things I looked up, but I think compared to some of the other games like Descent 2nd Edition, and from what I've heard, Star Wars Imperial Assault, I think this is a simpler game. And maybe a little more fast-moving, fast-paced. But at the same time, I think you're not getting a lot of story here. So you kind of have to be familiar with maybe the Doom video game or something. And even there is a story, but that's not really what it's known for. It's known for its action. And this is a good action board game. It's a good skirmish game. The map wasn't too big. It kind of put you close together. Things jumped out and came at you right away. And but there was enough room to maneuver around, attack and duck back into cover. And that was pretty cool. So they had to come and get around the corners to find you in order to get a shot. So I had a lot of fun with it. I'll be interested to see what some of the other weapons do. And there's also some grenades and other fancy things like that. So I'll look forward to doing more with this a little later. Thanks for watching, everybody, and I'll catch you later for some more gaming fun on the channel.